good one. That was a good little snap, crackle, pop. Ooh, trying to pop my neck right here. What's up? Welcome. Episode number 55 of the Good Days Only podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If this is the first episode you're tuning in to, welcome. Good coffee, good vibes, good music. And this is going to be kind of a speed round episode here. We got a couple things we're going to touch on. Most importantly, who's getting a bag of beans coming their way? That's what we're finding out, courtesy of the GDO Caffeine Giveaway. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have a little motivational music in this GDO playlist. It's Monday when this comes out, so we got to get ready for the week. Let's get into that. Before we get into that, actually, let's talk about what we're sipping on right here that's got us so caffeinated in the caffeine breakdown. Yes, sir. Let's talk about what we're sipping on right here. We're going to get into the roaster and the coffee. Hint, we've been here before. This is almost as far north as you can go in Washington without being in Canada. I found out that this is the furthest northern metropolitan city in Washington. Also, just found out, northernmost city in the contiguous USA. Hey, I don't make the rules. Any city over 50,000 population, maybe 75,000 or 50,000 is considered to be a metropolitan area, right? So who am I talking about? You probably already guessed it if you're from Washington. If you're out of state, we're going up to Bellingham, Washington, and talking about Tony's Coffee. That's right. Another heavy hitter here, dude. Tony's been doing their thing. We won't spend too much time on here because we've gone over Tony's before, but this is a new bag. This is a new bag that I tried, and it's delicious. It's delicious. This is their Upland Medium Roast Blend. ? I think it's a blend. There's nothing on here that says where this blend of beans comes from, so there's some question marks there. I'm sure Tony would give us some information if we reached out, but usually it says it on the bag of beans, This one didn't have it on there, so a little feedback, room for improvement. But in any case, these beans, fire. Medium roast, on it. Upland, check it. The art on here, amazing. Shout out to the artist. Who is the artist? Sarah Finger out of Bellingham. I'm going to give you a round of applause because this speaks Pacific Northwest to me. This speaks, you see the mountains, maybe inspired by the Cascades, maybe inspired by the Olympics. There's some trees on here, a nice little creek maybe with some rocks that you see. And if you're, in the PNW, if you're in Washington, you've seen this exact scenery. So that's cool. I like it. I love the bag, love the beans. And this is a nice smooth cup of joe. The acidity, minimal. Maybe medium. We'll say medium on the acidity. Lots of sweetness here. Let me get a little sip of this. Yes. Slight bitterness at the end. It matches, though. It matches well. The bitterness, the sweetness, it balances it out. Lean a little bit more towards the sweetness. You maybe get a little bit of the bitterness on the back end of the palate. Medium to heavy body, I'd say. A nice smooth flow throughout, from the top to the bottom, or from the front to the back, rather. And this went through the washed processing method, which, if we recall, that means the beans were taken or were separated from the cherry and then dried. So these notes, these flavors, the flavor profile is more of that bean flavor and not necessarily that cherry flavor or the sweetness, fruitiness that might come with that if it were dried while still on if the bean was still in the cherry and then removed after. So, very good beans, love it. What did we hit it with? We went with the pour over, of course, in the Chemex Chem Air. Come on, are you kidding me? Been exploring a little bit more with the temperatures of the waters, not going, so hot right at that roaring boil, but I think this one is like 192 degrees Fahrenheit when pouring over and letting it bloom, and then it's still extracted nice, not any worry of over extraction. A delicious, delectable cup of joe right here. Love it. So that let me read this off the bat, because I like hearing what the roasters have to say. Tony's Coffee, organic, brightening mornings since 1971. We understand the comfort that a great cup of coffee provides. It's true, right? It's comforting. Sometimes I find myself, it's like 7 p.m. and I'm like, man, a nice little cup of joe would hit right about now. And I guess, maybe that you enjoy yourself a nice little decaf in the evening for the comfort, right? It's for the comfort. And Tony's is here to help bring you that feeling every morning. Or whenever you want, I guess, right? We also know the power of coffee to do good in the world. That's why our team of certified Arabica Q graders partners with farmer-owned cooperatives that grow the highest quality, organic, fair trade coffees. Nice. Q graders, for those of y'all that might not know, Q graders are essentially, the equivalent of what are they in wine? What's the sommeliers? Like a sommelier, right? So but for quality, not necessarily just, I don't know enough about sommeliers, but the people that can smell a glass of wine and then they're like, yep, these grapes originated in this country from this specific vineyard, and it's like this vintage, etc. Right? So the Q graders in the coffee world are, the folks that can taste a cup of coffee. They do the tasting, the smelling, and they can tell you, hey, this is a quality bean right here, right? So certified Arabica Q graders, that's how we get these amazing beans. That's how Tony's gets these amazing beans. And they're one of the country's first certified organic roasters, as well as a founding member of World Coffee Research. I didn't know that. That's cool. Have run the roastery on 100% green power for over a decade, offsetting hundreds of tons of greenhouse gas emissions. To mark the 50th anniversary, Tony's made the roastery and delivery fleet 100% carbon neutral. But we're not just offsetting our current carbon footprint. We've pledged to offset our entire historic carbon footprint from 1971 to 2021 by the year 2030. Dang, that's cool. What does carbon neutral mean? Not sure. Not carbon free, but just carbon neutral. Just not using carbon emissions. Things that emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And also voted Roaster of the Year by Roast Magazine in 2021. Or no, what year? It doesn't say what year. But, hey, all in all, dude, Tony's, I'm going to keep coming back. I've been coming back. I've been a fan for years, and will continue to be a fan. And I encourage you to, if you haven't already tried, try some Tony's beans. They got everything. They got something for everybody. They even got these little, let me little pull up their website, tonyscoffee.com. They've got these nice little light roasts, some single origin. They got cold brew blends. They got, if you want a new mug, they got some mugs. They got some tumblers. They got some bags. They got everything on here, man. All over the world. You want some Mexican beans. You want some Peruvian beans. You want some Sumatran beans. They got it all, dude. They got it all. And carbon neutral for you as well. Check them out. Try them out. Try them out. Bomb coffees. Awesome humans. Awesome people taking care of the world. Love it. This bag of beans right here was like, I think $16 or so. $15. Something. So instead of, give up the 2 lattes that you're going to buy this week at Starbucks or wherever and buy yourself a bag of beans. Or maybe you can choose one of these bags if you are the winner of the GDO Caffeine Giveaway. Let's wrap up the caffeine breakdown and jump into that. Yo, what's poppin'? All right. Probably don't need this, but, I just realized we kind of sped through that caffeine breakdown. And a little bit of that has to do with how caffeinated I am. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever, dude. Let's take another little sip of this. We're enjoying this coffee. It's a beautiful day. The sun is coming out. It's officially October, which means the beginning of spooky season officially. Some people have been holding on to, summer for so long, but it's, September's gone, dude. September's come and gone in the blink of an eye, dude. Blink 182. Just kidding. Who sings that song? Somebody call Green Day up and let them know. September's come and gone. It's Green Day, right? It's Green Day. Yeah, dude. Nice. Hit that one on the head. But yeah, it's October now. It's officially spooky season. It's well underway. The corn mazes and pumpkin patches. What's the one? Carpenito Brothers out here. If you haven't, it's like the largest one in Washington, I want to say. Carpenito. Yeah, Carpenito Brothers out in Kent, Washington. Have they opened up yet? Let's see. They are closed. Opens at 8 a.m. on Monday. Oh, no. It's open right now. Oh, there's a bunch of Carpenito Brothers. What's up with that? Oh, okay. They have different little storefronts maybe. I don't know. There's a nursery, there's the farm, and then there's the farm fun yard, which is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, the farm fun yard with the pumpkin patch. Check them out. They're near Kent. If you're in the greater Seattle area, it's not too far for you. But I'd say, would I go as far as to say that I'd drive across the state for this? No, probably not. I wouldn't, honestly. The Walla Walla one, though, that one's cool. I forget what it's called, but there's, remember going to that one? That one's fun. The, Walla Walla Fair, not Fair and Frontier Days. Yeah, dude, we went. Remember, it was like really muddy and gross. But anyways, get outside, dude. That's another way to have fun. Have fun with the fam, even though the temps are changing and it's a little bit muddy outside and maybe not as sunny, but it's a good way to get outdoors and still enjoy it a little bit. Enjoy it a little bit before we hunker down for the winter, you know? But so spooky season, September's over. What else is going on? What else is going on? I mean, the holidays are starting up. So, hey, you know what? In spirit of that, let's get into the Wheel of Names, dude. Come on, let's do it. Here we are, dude. Wheel of Names. The Wheel of Names. Let's go. Oh, spacebar didn't work. Let's click. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And let's go. It's on the line. Who's winning? KLR _ Productions. I thought it was going to be the Papa Abe. But KLR, shout out. I'll be reaching out and we'll figure out the logistics of how we're going to get you that bag of beans. Thank you for participating. You know what, dude? Let's have some fun with this. Let's remove that and let's spin it one more time for the vibes. Come on, come on, come on. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Oh, say what with the bag of beans? SSAYWUHHT on the IG. Shout out to you. We're going to get you some amazing bags of beans. Remember, this is your choice. This is your choice. You get to choose whatever bag of beans you want out of the last 54 episodes that we've gone through. So, if, as long as it's in stock and season, etc. Because some of the beans that we've tried in the past might not be in stock. So, shout out to Say What and KLR Productions. We're going to get you guys some bag of beans. Now, that was the Wheel of Names. That was fun. I like this. Fun little game. Who else? What else is popping off right now? The Cougs taking the college football season by freaking storm. Did that even make sense? What did I even just say? Taking the football season by storm? Kicking ass and taking names. That's more like it, dude. 4-0. No game this week. Coming back next week. Gonna wreak some havoc and kick some ass. What's up with the Pac-12 though, huh? What's up with that? For real, this is like something out of a movie. I think this is me just thinking on several cups of coffee. No research on this at all. But let's put our tinfoil hats on and say, what if this was all just a publicity stunt, dude, by the Pac-12? Because we all know, we all have been witness to these games these awesome games that happen across all of our sports in the Pac-12 that are televised at, 4, 5, 6 p.m., maybe even later, which means people on the East Coast and people that are sort of in charge, right, of what happens with the leagues and like the viewership and stuff. Everybody on the East Coast is already tucked into bed at whatever time it is, 3 hours ahead of whatever the game time is. So nobody's really catching the awesome sporting events that are happening on the West Coast, best coast. And so here's my theory, right? Everybody's like, nah, we're jumping ship. We're going to hop out of the Pac-12. And sure, they say they got their deals or whatever, right? With these other conferences. But what if they're just kidding? Huh? Maybe. Who knows? They might just be like, this, because now everybody's got eyes on the Pac-12, and they're saying like, oh shit, however many, 6 teams, 8 teams of the however many teams, there are 12 teams in the Pac-12 are ranked in the top 25 in the first couple weeks. Is that a coincidence? I don't know, dude. Serendipitous, if anything. But I'm sure that's not actually what's happening. But maybe, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Henry had fleas, dude. We found fleas on Henry. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus, dude. Sorry, don't look at me like that. Yeah, but what's up with that, huh? Fleas? Also, the fact that they jump around so far is kind of nuts. Like, we found one on him, we took it off him, and then, immediately it's like, all right, spray the whole damn house down with, this flea killer, put this powder all over the place. It smelled up the whole house and it's disgusting. And Henry's just running around like nothing happened, bringing these outside little pests into our home and letting them wreak havoc. I've said that a couple times now. Wreaking havoc. But yeah, dude, it's one of those things where like you see something and it kind of just makes you itchy a little bit, dude. It ain't his fault. It's natural. Sometimes dogs get fleas. I guess that's the thing. It's not as gross as ticks. Ticks are disgusting. You ever seen a tick on somebody? You ever had a tick on you? Ooh, dude. One time, because, being born and raised out in the country, out in the sticks, as some call it, we had, we'd go down to the river and stuff, and there's just this tall grass that you walk through and stuff, and then you'd feel something kind of crawling on your leg, dude. Ooh, I just felt something crawling on my leg just thinking about it. And then you look down and it's just this fat old tick. Ugh, disgusting. And then the worst was when your dogs were out running around, because we always had outdoor dogs growing up. We never had indoor dogs or animals. And so they had their dog house outside and everything, and we were out in the country. And so there's, all these little bugs and shit that get everywhere. But, we'd take them down to the river or whatever and come back and have to pick, fucking 20 ticks off of them. And sometimes, you might miss one. And then the tick gets, grabs the hole, just takes a little nibble out of the dog and starts burrowing in there. And then you see it and it's got this big old fat butt just full of blood. Ew. I hope you're not having a little cup of coffee right now, because, sorry, just kind of ruined that for you. Huh? I'm going to take another sip, though. Mm-hmm. Dude. Ew. Yeah, ticks are gross. Ticks and fleas. And what else do dogs get? Parasites? What kind of parasites? Henry is a parasite. He kind of looks like one of those bugs, one of those Men in Black. What are they? Those aliens? The Men in Black aliens, you know what I'm talking about, with the little antennas? Let's look at what they're called. Oh, figures. It didn't come up. The exact alien that I was thinking of in my mind didn't come up when I typed in Men in Black aliens. Of course, the whole shit's about aliens, huh? What are they, like stick bug aliens? Yep, that's Henry right there. Give him a little bit more antenna and that's him. Neeble. They're called Neeble. I'm going to start calling Henry Neeble. Oh no, Split Guy? Split Guy or Neeble? Well, which one is it, huh? Interesting. Dude, Men in Black is one of those movies that, like, when you look back on that movie, it's like, that's the fascination that we as humans have with, like, the cosmos, right? It's like somebody's, like, there's gotta be aliens out there. So let's make a movie about it and have Will Smith and who's the guy? What's the other guy? What's the other main guy's name? And Will Smith, and he's a famous dude, but I'm horrible with actors' names. Let's try and guess. Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna guess. What even? I'm gonna just say his name is probably. Seems like a Richard to me. But let's find out. Oh, it probably sounds like when you're on the phone. If you can hear those clicks of my keyboard, it probably sounds like when you're on the phone and it's like this automated voice that comes up and it's like, how can I help you today? And then there's the fake clicks where it's like, oh, yes, let me search that for you. That's probably what it sounds like. Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, he looks like not great. Oh, sorry, Tommy Lee Jones. Is he alive still? He is. 77 years old. Doesn't look, he's had better days. Oh, sir. Why? Okay, so here's the thing. They just chose the worst photo of him to be the one that pops up when you search his name. Tommy Lee Jones. Not even close to Richard. I mean, 2 letters apart, I guess, the R and the T, right? Agent K. That was him. Yeah, like, who else is somebody that is, I just saw somebody recently where they just chose the worst picture of them to be the one that pops up when you search them. Was it Macaulay Culkin? Macaulay Culkin, that's a decent picture that they chose. He's got a funny little smile. He kind of looks like he should be in Men in Black. Like, no, like he looks like one of those aliens that has the human suit on. Sorry, Macaulay Culkin. Ooh, we're just roasting people today. Ah, man. Let's see. Macaulay Culkin. What a guy. Hey, he's come out relatively okay, no? For being in the 90s, like the top child star of, I mean, I think of all time, honestly. Who's another child actor or actress that is more famous or that had movies that were more famous than Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone? I don't think anybody, right? Like, I mean, the Olsen twins in Full House, but other than that, I mean, Jaden Smith was also pretty popular. Like the Karate Kid kind of popped off, but that's not anywhere near as iconic as Home Alone. And for him to, like, you know, sure, he's had his ups and downs throughout life, but I think anybody in that position would. I think he's turned out all right. Look at him. He's smiling. He's good. All right. Hey, you know what, dude? Let's get into this GDO playlist. How are we going to get motivated for the week? And I've tried this. I actually learned this on another podcast, the Huberman Lab podcast. Andrew Huberman. Shout out to that awesome fella, putting science on the map and making it easily digestible and interesting for the common folk, like ya boy. But it's he was talking about, there's an episode about music and its effects on us as humans, and how we can use music in different situations in our day-to-day and in our life to help us through maybe difficult situations and the impact that it has on your emotions and on your ability to process emotions. Motivation is the one that we're going to be talking about a little bit more today, but and just the dramatic impact that music has on us as humans that we don't really think about. But I know we've all felt it, right? When we've listened to either our favorite song or maybe not even our favorite song, just a song that's either slow and has, particularly sad lyrics, or something that's more upbeat and maybe it doesn't even have lyrics, right? But you can kind of feel that the tone of the whatever instruments are being used or that tempo, and you kind of get going, right? With the higher tempo. And so he was breaking down, specifically music and how we can use it for motivation. And there's all these meta-analyses and like peer-reviewed articles and literature that he reviewed and went through and came away with this. So this was my takeaway of the podcast and what I've tried, and something that led to me thinking, hey, you know what? Let's make a playlist with these types of songs, with this type of music. We're going to put it out there. You can follow the link in the bio of this episode and check out the playlist and let me know what you think and see if it helps boost your motivation. So in the research, he was talking about, specific tempos or beats per minute, right, that songs were recorded in, and how that impacts our motivation. So songs that are above a specific tempo of 130 beats per minute. So these are these songs that are, probably more along the lines of some electronic songs that have, like some house music. They have a little bit higher BPM, but there's also a lot of other like pop songs, rock that's a little bit faster. And, we've all listened to one of those songs maybe before you're going to the gym, or, if you're just like, all right, I got to get ready, got to get excited for this. And subconsciously, we're like, oh, we gravitate towards these types of songs, right? Well, the literature and the studies have actually shown that there is merit to that. So the playlist that I've put together is just some songs that I have listened to recently, or that have kind of come up, that I've thought about, like, oh, listening to these songs helps get me motivated and, get ready for whatever it is that I got to do, whether that's getting pumped up to go to the gym, whether it's, getting ready to even just getting up and start in the morning. You can use some of these tracks to help motivate you. And the something that he said in the podcast that I was like, oh, and this is what I tried in the last couple of days and found that it actually has worked. And I don't know if it's because, I've gone into this with the expectation that, like, oh, I'm going to see a specific outcome, but listening to music or songs that have a tempo of above 130 beats per minute for anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes before starting a task or getting into whatever you're going to get into, or just throughout the day, can help get you motivated to do that task or, get going. And so I tried this, end of last week, just like before going into work, for about like 20 minutes. I just played sort of back to back to back, and not any one specific genre. This was like, I had some Karol G going, so a little bit of reggaeton. There was some hip hop in there, some pop as well, and then like some Afro beats And so, different genres, but just keeping that tempo above 130 beats per minute. And so most of these songs I did know. So, I could kind of sing along, and I was like getting into the song because I knew it. But then there were some that came up on just like a random shuffle that I didn't know. And even then I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's get it going. Like, I'm motivated right now, So tried that, and I felt that it worked. And after being at work for a couple hours and then taking a break, going on the lunch break, I tried it again, because sometimes we go to lunch and then you eat your whatever you got, it's a sandwich, or if you got pasta or whatever you got, right? And then we all feel that like mid-afternoon slump, right? Where you're like, oh man, I want to take a little nap. That was a good meal. I don't feel like working, whatever. And in that moment, I was like, let me listen to, a couple of these songs. So I played like 3 songs back to back to back, and noticed, surprisingly, or not surprisingly rather, that I was a little bit more activated. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's get back into it. Yeah, I enjoyed my lunch, but this sort of got my juices flowing, if you will. So all this to say, check the playlists out. Try it out somewhere between 10 to 30 minutes, listening to music with a tempo above 130 beats per minute, and see if that helps increase your motivation. And you can try it at different times throughout the day, and just let me know, see what you think, because I felt that it was beneficial and it really actually helped motivate me. So I wonder, let's do a little experiment. Let's do a little our own little trial over here. Yeah. So that's that. Check out that podcast though if you're interested in finding out more about the different studies and information that was pulled from them for what I'm talking about. And that's on Huberman Lab is what the name of the podcast is. And the specific episode is called How to Use Music to Boost Motivation, Mood, and Improve Learning. And so we didn't talk about improving learning or like the mood, but the motivation is pretty sweet, pretty cool. It's like maybe an hour and a half or something like that, but it's got all of the little the chapters at the bottom, so you can really go through the episode and find the section that interests you the most. So check it out, Huberman Lab podcast. Thank you for tuning in, episode 55. Congratulations to the GDO Caffeine Giveaway winners. And everybody out there, take care. I hope you're doing well. Take care of you and yours. Stay hydrated. Take your vitamins. We're approaching the winter months. So, do everything that you can to mitigate getting sick. And water's a huge one of those, dude. Stay hydrated and stay caffeinated. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Mwah.